Hello everyone and welcome back to Why Not with Jean Bot. I am your host, Jean Bot, and today we have a very special guest, the one, the only, King of the Monsters, Mr. Gojira.
Thank you for having me, Jean.
Now, Mr. Gojira, you have been caught up in some controversy as of late, is that correct?
Yes, Jean, I'm sorry to say that I have.
So as it turns out, you have a secret son! A bastard born through your infidelity towards your wife. Can we roll a clip?
My mother, she, gave him something that yours couldn't.
You're saying my dad had an affair with your mom before I was even born? That's impossible. Tell him, Dad. Dad?
Of course. My mother became less relevant to him when he found out that she was pregnant. He abandoned her, you see. He couldn't afford a scandal right as he was building up his institutions. So he sent her away. He sent me away.
No, this can't be. You're lying.
Tell him, Mr. Gojira. It's true, son. As much as I hate to admit it, it's true. Shin is your older half-brother.
I think that's enough, Jean. Everyone saw the clip online. It's true. It's true at the International Pokemon Trading Card Game Tournament. My second-born son revealed himself. His name is Shin, and his mother, well, I'd rather not give away her identity if it's not necessary.
For those of you watching from home, the mother's name was Zeragus.
You really shouldn't dox her.
And you shouldn't have slept with her.
Jesus, John, I came here to give my side of the story. Doesn't your journalistic integrity demand that?
Mr. Gojira, you are on a daytime talk show. If you wanted journalistic integrity, you should have gone to PBS.
Shit, that's a good point.
So tell us, Mr. Gojira, why did you cheat on your wife?
I loved my wife dearly, Jean. Truly, I really did. But after the Monster Island Wars and I was trying... It's hard to explain. We'd just finished a war. I was trying to build a country from scratch, from less than scratch, from nothing. It was so stressful, and she was there with me through the war and through the rebuilding process. It was a mistake, yes. And I made it. And I just have to accept that.
Maybe you have to accept it, Mr. Gojira. But do your subjects?
What do you mean? Human political leaders have affairs all the time. And it only bites them in the butt if they have vaginas.
Very true, Mr. Gojira. But this is not a human government. And this is not the first time you have lied.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you and the Father of Ultra did conspire to hide the truth about Belial and his influence. So, you've lied about the Monster Island Wars, which founded this great country, and you've also lied about yourself. There is an illegitimate heir to the throne out there, living on Skull Island.
Oh, come on. We hid the truth about Belial out of good intentions. We didn't want to hurt anybody. It was to prevent more war. It was to... Look, if people knew about the battleizer, our war with the Ultras would have never ended. But they never used it against us. They kept their word, so I kept mine. And I told the truth, eventually.
Well, our team did some snooping around Skull Island, and it turns out that Shin was born there pretty shortly after Zeragus moved there. And she moved there 9 months before he was born, meaning that you forced her to live there as soon as she was pregnant.
I didn't force her to leave. I'm not a despot.
But the mountain property where she and Shin lived was in fact purchased by you. It seems like you bought it specifically to hide them.
This is fucking bullshit. You can't talk to me this way.
Do you think that the Kaiju Kingdom really deserves a leader who hides the origin of his country, hides his sexual affairs, and then belittles and insults and gets horribly angry at anyone, even a robot, for just criticizing him?
I don't have to listen to this. I'm out of here.
Well, you saw it here, folks.
Now that just seemed inappropriate to me. Where's he get off?
Yeah, you know, Greg, I did deserve all of that. Just look at him out there on that stage. These ratings are gonna be pretty goddamn big.
It's live. They're big right now.
Greg, I need you to do something for me.
What's that, Dad?
I need you to call Godzilla. It's time.